May Jesus speak to your people, O Lord. Use me according to your grace, O Lord. And above all, humble my heart that I may not deviate from your word. In Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank God for another wonderful day. If you can hear the sound of my voice, I want you to praise the Lord, because this is a special day. It's a day that the Lord has made. And it's a day that the Lord has made specifically for us to rejoice and be glad in it. I want to tell you that you are here because the Lord wants to make you fat. You are here because the Lord wants to manifest His presence unto you. And we give all the praise and the glory to God, because there is no man, there is no power, there is no authority, there is nothing here that any man could do except He's given from above. And I thank you for joining us today. This is Holy Mountain Tabernacle. We are based in United Kingdom, Cardiff. Ladies and gentlemen, we meet every single Sunday. As you can find the address and the details that were on the screen before I came on. Every Tuesday is a prayer meeting, and it's normally done through Zoom. Glory to God that we have had, we just now have our meeting place by the grace of God. Next year, 8th of January, we will be moving there. So we'll be having evening programs. We'll be having all the programs that we need. And the time to revel ourselves in the spiritual gifts of God. Every Sunday also we meet. You can see the details. The details were there before, so you know. Tuesday is a prayer meeting. We actually fast. It does not matter whatever time you can fast to. You just fast in the name of the Lord. Hallelujah. And I want you to understand that the Lord has been grateful and good to us. And His power has been manifested in us and in our ways, in everything that we do, and there are testimonies everywhere. But today I want us to continue our teaching, which is the end times, the angelic activity. We are about to finish Revelation chapter 20. But today's theme it's about what John saw. He said he saw a great white throne. And I want us to look into that further. Because whatever our senior brother, John, sees is very important. It's very important to the point that we have to make sure that we exhaust whatever he saw. Now I can understand that some people are having issue with the Facebook because there are some few logins that they can see on the screen. But deal with us because it is a work in progress. Hallelujah. So deal with us. Have patience. It's a work in progress. At the appointed time, the hand of God will be revealed, and the support and the help and the guidance that we need will be available. But for now, I want you to praise the Lord wherever you are and exalt His holy name. Hallelujah. So last week, we spoke about a theme. And that was about 1,000 years being expired according to Revelation chapter 7. So last week, we understood, according to the scripture, not me, because I have no printing press. According to the scripture that we read, the Bible talks about the first resurrection. And I made the argument here is that if there is a first resurrection, that means the resurrection is not one. But there could be more than one resurrection. Because to use the word the first, that means that there are other resurrections coming after that. And by the grace of God, I made my case and I pointed you into the scripture where the scripture considered that as the second resurrection. Even though it did not use the word second resurrection, it only demonstrates or mimic what is the first resurrection. And we are so grateful that the Bible speaks for itself, and by the grace of God, we have humbled ourselves for the Spirit of God to use us. And I made the argument here is that why that since we became Christian, we have never heard that there are more than one resurrection. And I came to the conclusion, according to the Spirit of God, that one of the biggest problems we have in Christianity has been Christians parroting information without verifying the information. So you heard the pastor saying something, then you go out and you start to speak the same thing. Then you don't go to the Bible to verify what he said, if that is what is written in the scripture. Because you see, as I said, if we begin to look into the scripture, all those various denominations will disappear completely. All those various denominations, and I mean every single denomination that you have heard of. Because when Paul was there, when John was there, when Peter was there was nothing called Baptist, there was nothing called Catholicism, there was nothing called Pentecostal, there was nothing called Sabbath day, there was nothing called anything except the ecclesia, which is the gathering of the saints. So the question one must ask is that were Paul and Peter and John, were they stupid, or they were not filled with the Spirit of God to know those things? And he begs the answer that they knew, because they warn us. They warn us that if anybody comes after us and preach a different theology or a different gospel, let that person be accursed. Run away from the person, because it's not from God. He says that even if it was an angel that came from heaven, so now, why are we all over the place? Now you hear Christians, when they meet, they defend the sort of club or the church they belong to and the doctrines of those churches. Some Christians knows the doctrine of their church, so much so that they have no idea what is written in the scriptures. But my brothers and sisters, don't be deceived, don't be fooled. It does not matter somebody standing there with a very big belly, more than me, with thousands and thousands of congregations and church members sitting in the pews. It does not matter. You see, Jesus Christ made it completely clear to us that he alone is the door. Let me give you an example. You can be in your own house, but for some reason you will not use the front door. And the reason why you will not use the front door could be multiple reasons. Either because at the front door, someone is standing there waiting for you, and you want to evade the person. Or when you got to the front door was locked. Because you forgot your keys. Or maybe there was an emergency, the house burning down, that you couldn't get to the front door, so you went through the windows. Irrespective of whatever excuse one might have, when there is a front door and you go through any other avenue, whether in or out of the house, is abnormal. Because it's not according to the design. But when the man who made the house says, I sit at the front door, and anybody that comes in must register his name in a book. And if I don't find your name in that book, even if you came through a window somewhere and you got yourself the best couch in the house, you have to get out. And the law was made so much so that even if you are the son of the one who is sitting at the door, he have to check you out. Because a law is a law. This is what we are going to talk about it today. I want you to go with me to the book of Revelation chapter 20. Revelation chapter 20, please go there with me and let's have some fun together. Revelation chapter 20, we are reading from verse 11. I'm just going quietly and quickly and easy, so that by the grace of God, you will hear me and hear me very loudly and clearly. Amen. The book of Revelation chapter 20. Verse 11. Now this is what John is saying. Remember this. Before John started seeing these things, something happened to him. Because he was not just there and he saw those things. Let's go back to the beginning of the book of Revelation. I have something there to show.